Welcome back to PA Live. Our next guest's debut novel is one of the most talked about books of 2023, and for a good reason. The half of it is the story of high school lovers reunited after decades apart, a global pandemic, and lots of what-ifs. With its complicated characters and page-turning plot, Our Best Intentions sets the stage for meaningful conversations about race, family, and love, and its celebrated author joins us now. Vibhuti Jain, welcome to PA Live. It's great to meet you.
I'm thrilled to meet you too, Rachel. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
I personally tore through your book. It was really unlike anything else I've ever read before, and as we learn in your acknowledgments, it was inspired by a real-life Uber ride for you. So before this experience, did you have dreams of becoming an author, or was it really just, the stars aligned for this book specifically?
That's a great question.
So I want to start with COVID here. It seems to be the great debate in arts and entertainment whether or not to include the pandemic in these fictional worlds that we're creating, and in my case, reading about. You certainly leaned in, featuring the pandemic as, honestly, a catalyst to lots of your major plot points. Why did you do that? Do you think that's one of the main reasons that your book is resonating with so many people, that you can really pull from a lot of experience? I'll be totally honest, when I first started, I was like, oh boy, here we go. Like, I'm sick of thinking about this a little bit, but I think you handled it in such a beautiful way, and it reminded me as a reader that the pandemic impacted all of our lives and did change the way things shook out, certainly for our leading lady here. So it's interesting to kind of compare and contrast to own personal lived experience. I totally agree and co-sign everything you said. As a reader, it's definitely good for a book club kind of setting, just because there's so much you want to dive into and you don't want to stop talking about it once you finish reading. But I also want to talk about audience, kind of on the other side of your authorship. A novel like this, I imagine, has really wide appeal. I absolutely loved it, and I can't wait to loan it to my mom. I think she's going to love it. So we're talking about a wide range here. Who do you think has the most to gain from a book like this? And I think a lot of people, including myself, are impressed that this is a debut novel because it's so complicated, and the reading experience here is very, very unique. You're getting into lots of points of view throughout, and you really understand all of these characters on a deep level. So on your end of it, on the author side, was it emotionally taxing or otherwise taxing to structure a book this way? We saw a lot of your characters grapple with questions like that, not least of all our protagonist, Helen, which I want to talk about. But first, do you think you're going to revisit any of these characters again? I, if I may be so bold, might suggest a series. I want to see a Sam spinoff. I loved Sam as a character, and I could see him having big leading man potential. I think I have a crush on him, to be honest.
I'm taking notes, Rachel, so that's great.
Before I let you go, do you have a favorite character in your book, or is that hard to pick for you? I will absolutely be subscribing. Juliet Fay, I have a feeling you've got another bestseller on your hands. Thanks for spending some time with us here on the show. Beautiful to read about that father-daughter too. I really, really loved your book. So congratulations on all the well-earned success, and I hope that everyone watching, if you haven't read already, will do so. Our Best Intentions is available for purchase now. Like I said, excellent book club because it leaves you with lots to think about and talk about. Happy reading to you all, and Vibhuti Jain, thanks for being here on PA Live.